Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader. So we're going to head back to the ship. We've been given a new location to go to. I think the first thing I may do though before heading there is maybe we'll finish off this thing for Jay, this little task. So we'll go back to the Administratum office. And we may well be given another step. It depends. Hopefully that's it, but we'll see. Right, so let's just quickly nip over to here. I think if we go a longer distance, I think we run quite fast. So it shouldn't take us too long to get here, hopefully. Yep. Right, off to the ship. Terrible news from Dargonus, Lord Captain. The subsidiary hive city, Scipione 84-249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production is halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to neighbouring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? Okay, what's the cause of the catastrophe? Oh, it's still unclear. The noble houses are throwing the blame at one another. Agents of the venerable Achilles Scalander have died heroically while trying to save the population from this disaster. Their later reports mention some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lower hive, but do not go into further detail. Additionally, all of your servants are currently busy with investigating the causes of the crisis, but are not doing anything to deal with its consequences. The death of Achilles' agents troubles me. It may not be a coincidence. Until the causes of the disaster can be concretely established, I would avoid letting refugees into other hives. There may be saboteurs among them. I recommend setting up prohibitive cordons where the refugees can be contained in the wastelands between the hives. The Emperor bids us to face the often cruel strokes of fate with dignity. If the other hives do not wish to accept the unfortunate victims of this tragedy, then let the victims themselves teach those living in the hives a lesson in resilience and humility. I am sure the Ecclesiarchy will aid the refugees in constructing camps to survive out in the wastelands, and establish a community of proud desert-dwelling martyrs. Such harsh conditions will be a crucible of their fortitude and fearlessness. This tragedy a feat of spirit. The noble houses are trying to wash their hands of this. How predictable. And yet it is their duty to see to it that the planet meets its tithe obligation and brings glory and revenue to the treasury in your absence. Let the aristocrats take care of the refugees and make sure they don't stop until every last refugee has some task to fulfill. Yeah, let's do that one. Lady Clementia will ensure that your declarations will find their way into every ear and zealously embraced. The hives that have accepted the refugees are now overflowing with surplus labour. The refugees are willing to work twice as hard as the usual workers, who are already exhausted by their everyday toils. Many refugees have entered the Rogue Trader service and replenish her ship's crew. They clearly don't know what's awaiting them. Dargonus' nobles took no pleasure in distributing the refugees. Some of them have found their way into the personal service of the nobles, thankful to receive a Nutribar and a mat on which they can rest for 6 hours per cycle. Others could only attain the most grueling jobs in the manufactorums and service stations. They may be oppressed, but they have survived, and a diaspora scattered across the hives of Dargonus. Aha, but we've got some projects we can do now. Let's have a little look. Okay, so these, as before, these are all mutually exclusive. A new hive city will be established atop the ruins. Less profit factor, but then all colonies get a little boost in that, and we get some people, which is good. Extasiums for the nobility. Palace extasiums will be constructed on top of the ruins. The dead and the dying will fertilise the gardens that will bring these pleasure chambers. Oh dear. Gains the nobility as perfection feature. We gain 5 bonus to all our skills. Plus profit factor. I mean... What's the next one? The surviving spine of Scipione 84-249 will be rebuilt into a space elevator. It will be capped by an emporium, accepting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. Okay, so we get profit factor. The root cost is... not quite sure what that means. I think it's reduced anyway. I'm not quite sure what. Less security, but we get chemicals, weapons, efficiency, mechanisms, profit factor. I'm gonna do this one. Okay. These were hidden until I'd done that. What's that? A two-handed melter weapon. Zeldari. Zealot. Medium range broadside macro cannons, 3 shots, 24 damage per shot. I don't know if that's good. We might have better ones than that already. 5% critical hit chance against pirates, maybe. 20% scrap for winning space battles, that could be good. We don't get Shield of the Emperor. We are escorted by an armed frigate. Could be interesting. Alright, well we'll come back to that. We've got a few rounds until that is done. Let's go back to the Administratum as we'd said.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Maybe we'll be able to finish this quest. Ah, Daria von Berinicus von Valancius, you've returned. I hope the sacred document I entrusted to you last time has now successfully passed through the approval procedure. Here's your paper, complete with seals. The ocular lenses on the old woman's nose emit a subtle hum as she adjusts the magnification. Yes, oh yes, indeed, it is perfect. The seals are authentic, so we may continue with the certification procedure. Follow me, please. What's this? Looks like a very long queue. This is your queue and your ticket number is... The old woman's ocular lenses hum as she zooms in on the paper in her hand. 394. When it is your turn to be seen, the ranking prefect will review the documentation again and sign the official certification for J. Hadari to possess a Mercatum Tabula Official. You will have a bit of a wait, but it will be worth it in the end. I am the rogue trader and sovereign of this world. I do not queue. Under the Lex Imperialis, your rights and privileges as rogue trader come into effect only after your official accession ceremony. Till then, you are just another humble subject of the Von Valancius Protectorate. Is this some kind of joke? The Master of Seals peers at you over her ocular lenses. Hardly. In accordance with Decree DA 58 Clause 201, citizens of the capital world of the Von Valancius Protectorate must submit their petitions at one of the assigned windows in the waiting hall. The decree makes no mention of the rogue trader being exempt from this rule. My name was widely known long before I became a rogue trader. People like me do not queue. Wherever we go, doors are thrown open wide for us and a red carpet rolled out. Dumbfounded by your speech and splendour, the petitioners around you freeze, open-mouthed. Well, of course, the fame of your deeds has reached the walls of this temple and the Imperium's law and will, and yet, the Lex Imperialis... The expression on the Master of Seals' face undergoes an indescribable metamorphosis. Various moral impulses are warring within her, her lips moving soundlessly. and she nods several times to herself. The older woman wrinkles her nose like she has tasted something unpleasant. I suppose I could make an exception, but only because Theodora von Valancius never once overlooked the laws of the Imperium or my advice. Here, she holds out a new ticket with the number 301. May his blessing be upon you. The queue hums with thousands of voices. Someone has rolled out bedding and is settling down to sleep. Someone is playing some bizarre musical instrument. Many are praying. Several highborn petitioners are debating who is here on the most important business. You have to admit the magnificent administrative machinery of the Imperium isn't without its rough edges. Jay smiles sheepishly, eyeing the queue. But what a thrilling adventure this is turning out to be, Shireen. I've never seen anything like it before, and sometimes it's good to take a break from constant travelling, and to give all the hot-blooded newcomers a chance to cover themselves in glory without us in the way. Order your servants to prepare a waiting area befitting a rogue trader. You feel the envious eyes of the other petitioners upon you, but no one dares to do anything more than stare. Ah, looks a bit better, isn't it? Yawn. The minutes drag intolerably slowly. Somewhere in the queue, a child is howling at the top of its lungs. The palace adepts are sedately moving documents from one pile to another, shuffling papers. Several petitioners have gathered in a huddle and are swapping rumours, while someone has laid down for a nap on a nearby bench. Scratch the back of our neck. You have whiled away 30 seconds of your wait. You wonder how long you have left to go. Count people in the queue. The people are constantly moving, coming and going, changing places, or simply disappearing from view. On your first attempt, you count 238 petitioners. On your second attempt, you count 244. On the third attempt, the next batch of unlucky souls is ushered into the hall and you lose count. Wait patiently. In the last 8 hours, the only thing that has changed in the waiting hall is the warden's shift. The petitioners in the queue placidly await the blessed hour when their appeal will be heard by the high-ranking servants of the Imperium. The entire queue perks up at a sudden announcement. Number 285. Proceed to the available window. Throne, take me, what torturous trial we let ourselves in for. Jay almost wails in despair. So much precious time lost, and we've only moved 3 places ahead. Oh, at this rate, we'll be old and grey before we get out of this queue, Shireen. Don't forget, you're the reason we're here. And that was the will of the Exalted One, Shireen. Jay throws up her arms and lowers her head. And the Exalted One has granted me insight as to how, with a simple wave of your hand and a few wise words, we can ease our arduous weight. The simplest way is to make these lowly subjects bow down before the blinding radiance of our title, Shireen. The second option requires a little more patience. I've already found our first victim, the compassionate citizen who is standing 50 paces ahead of us in the queue. Simply offer the right words to unlock his heart, and he will gladly swap tickets with you. And also, you have the power to solve the problems of some petitioners, removing the need to visit a coveted window. After all, is there anything an ordinary citizen could want that is beyond the power of the Conqueror of the Stars to grant? Open fire on the crowd. Alright, let's solve problems. A wise decision, Shireen. Cold traders always say, if you can solve a problem with hard cash, then that's just the cost of doing business. Jay gives you a conspiratorial wink and backs away slightly. Oh, Exalted One, could today be my lucky day? No longer will I have to stand in this hall, waiting day and night for my turn to come. For this kind lady of House von Valancius is a benefactor to the downtrodden, and she has solved my problem. Esteemed lady, take pity on this poor youth as well. I'll give you everything I have. I swear before the Emperor. Only help me solve my problem. We do not need everything, poor wretch. Only your place in the queue. Listen to him. The young man in work overalls comports himself with unusual grace for a commoner. My lady, I've been in this queue for 24 moons already, trying to get a permission slip to wed my fiancée, Zazie. Unfortunately, the servants of the administratum refused to grant it without the signature of a highborn sponsor. Strange petitioner. How Out of my way! Elbowing aside onlookers left and right, a richly dressed lady with a beauty mark augment above her lip charges towards you. Esteemed lady, my 8th offspring has lost his mind. He has decided to renounce his family, his noble title, and his talent as a healer, all for the sake of some tattered waif from the middle levels. A union with a commoner will put an end to his studies at the university. But should Dargonus and the Officio Medicae be deprived of a capable surgeon because of a passing fancy? Zazi's a healer too, and she helps the people of the Hive with a great deal more than any lily-white surgeon with a diploma. I do not want to live a life of idleness in the spires of Dargonus like you, not when I know there are thousands of unfortunate people in the lower levels who need my help. Maybe not that one. In the name of House von Valancius, I hereby make your fiancée a lady of the court, and release her from any obligations thereto. The young man spends several seconds opening and closing his mouth in shock. So that means our marriage will finally be certified? And Zazi will be able to become a surgeon now too? Oh, I don't know how to thank you, my lady. Here, please take my place. I'll return later, this time with my fiancée. You have an interesting way of doing business, Shireen. I'll keep that in mind. Jay's shrewd eyes are alight with interest as she watches the young petitioner leave. After allowing you a brief pause, a hunched ragamuffin approaches you. The old man's toothless mouth breathes out a putrefying cloud of air as he speaks only 3 words. Death for life. Jay peers over the man's shoulder to read his crumpled form. You are here to request mortification so that your organs go to your granddaughter as an inheritance? She will hardly want your worn-out body parts, old-timer. The ragged man shakes his head and covers his face with his wrinkled hands. Servitor disposal. Only now do you notice the tattoo on his right hand, the symbol of the Adeptus Administratum and several interlocking chains. It seems this old fellow is the property of a prefect of this palace. Jay looks at the man's form again and rears back in horror. The granddaughter of this poor wretch was turned into a servitor 16 Dargonus years ago. And after a recent accident she was listed for disposal. And now this old man is volunteering to be spare parts for a soul as tin can. May the Exalted One keep me from such a fate. I don't want to lose profit factor. Okay, apologies if you can hear the dog in the background. I think my daughter's come home from school. You do not have to die, old man. If she has been taken out of service, then the time has come to release her. The man covers his face with his hands and shakes with soundless sobs. Past time. Yes? Interesting. So that is how the ruler of Wales and all the stars in the sky acts when she finds an unfortunate on the edge of her magnificent orbit. Jay nods pensively and beckons the next petitioner forward. A mature lady in a finely made but threadbare dress greets you. I heard you were helping those in need. Well, my family, it's devastated. My life's work, my shop selling rare hats, burned to ashes. I'm living out my last years as a widow. Alone in a deserted manor, without servants, diversions, or delicacies befitting my status. The woman falls silent, her brow raised in expectation of your response. And what you want is a life that is meaningless and full of despair? Perhaps it is time you turn to faith, sister. The woman's eyes go round in surprise. Why, I think you're right. What do I want with a tumble-down manor full of rats? And a depressing view from the window. My whole life I've dreamt of interplanetary travel. A pilgrimage, that's it. I'll sell the house and what's left of the shop, and I'll buy a one-way ticket. And Emperor willing, I will die happy before my savings run out. Was she being sarcastic? Perhaps not. What's going on with this little head thing down here? Having a spasm. Well, that was amusing. I paid off the last few onlookers who were willing to give up their place. It's a pity they aren't all so amenable. Jay inspects the ticket she now holds and nods with satisfaction. We've moved forward considerably in the queue, Shireen, but you aren't ready to stop there, are you? I'll be honest, Shireen, I already tried to convince Heinrich to use his interrogator's rosette with sweet words and pretty songs I cajoled and wheedled, but he remains unmoved, like a rock whipped by the wings. Perhaps he will be more amenable to a request from you. Sister Argenta, for instance. Jay's voice becomes noticeably warmer. She could engage the people in a prayer, or tell a story about some saint or other in exchange for their queue tickets. Open fire on the crowd. Let's do it again. Yeah, go on then. Use your tricks. I prefer to call it my wisdom learned through many years' experience, but I don't care about the precise wording just now. How do you wish to proceed, Shireen? 85, 90% of this one. Sister Argenta, I believe these people have been gripped by despondency. A sermon from one of his daughters could restore them to their determination. You were thinking about it as well. Argenta's gaze is as clear as the midday sky. Words of faith can heal any wound, even those that bleed naught but doubt. I will help these people. What's going on? Come closer, brothers and sisters, for I'm about to tell you about true faith and humility in the face of adversity. Okay, she's doing her thing. As they say on Efreet, there is no star more coveted than that which points to the Exalted One. Jay casts a sidelong glance at the Sister of Battle as the latter holds out several numbered tickets to you. These were given to me in thanks by the poor souls who decided to abandon their vigil in this Palace of the Law and return to their worldly matters. We've moved considerably in the queue, Shireen, but you aren't ready to stop there, are you? Okay, it's time to open fire on the crowd. Heinrichs, maybe use your privileged status? After all, do you not wish to suspend your mission? You do not wish to suspend your mission for several cycles, do you? Casting his eyes over the waiting hall, Heinrichs heaves a resigned sigh. It would be unpardonable to waste so much time here. In the name of the Holy Inquisition, I order you to let this lady through. It is your sacred duty to the Imperium to comply. Inquisition here? Emperor save us, I'd better come back in 20 moons. Here, is this what you were so desperate to obtain? Heinrichs holds out 3 queue tickets dropped by petitioners fleeing the very sight of the interrogator. Do not ask me to resort to such tricks again. The hum of activity returns to the queue. Petitioners exchange glances, clutching their paperwork. After a few seconds, you realize that the number being called out by the Servo Skull for the 3rd time is the one on your ticket. Oh, Exalted One, thank you for granting the rogue trader her sacred warrant and all its privileges. If we had had to wait a minute longer, heaven be my witness, I would have shot someone. Well, that went faster than I expected. We had a little bit of a wait, of course, but at times it was actually fun. Jay smiles wearily. One last seal, one more certification, and you will be looking at official trade representative Jay Hedari. What are you waiting for, Shireen? Let's go through. We have another couple of hours with the certification officer to get through. The certification officer leans over the document, his smoothly shaven head gleaming. His augmented ocular eyes whir as the lenses zoom in and out. With the quiet scratching sounds, the cogita quills that serve in place of the officer's fingers make notes on a fine sheet of paper. The document is hereby certified, says the rasping voice. Okay. The document is hereby certified, says the rasping voice through the metal jaw with its integrated vox. Return to the Master of Seals in order to proceed, and may his light and wisdom guard you. Next. Wow, I think we're done. Let's just rob the place first, and then we'll move along.
The world will bow.
Anything else in here? Something there. Who's Menace? I don't think we can go around there.
Uncover my
There
past.
seem to be... How do we get out of here? Yeah? So in terms of loot...
Embrace true power.
I think there must be something in this room. Oh, this? Grab that. The Temple of Law and Order greets you, Dahlia von Bernicus von Valancius. You have returned with all the necessary paperwork, I presume? Here, all of the seals placed by a certification officer. Wonderful. The Emperor blessed you with patience greater than that apportioned to ordinary mortals. Allow me to verify the authenticity of your documents for the final time. The old woman holds the documents close so that they are almost touching her nose, her mechanical ocular lenses clicking incessantly. Yes, yes, confirmed. Everything is in order. And this one? Ah, the seal is smudged slightly. Jay's smile evaporates, revealing her true emotions. Void scorpion scratch out my eyes. Now what? I suppose I could overlook it, given that the rest has been certified correctly and promptly. Congratulations, Jay Hadari. You are now the holder of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale. Do not forget to repeat the certification process every 100 Terran cycles. Uphold the law of the Imperium proudly and honorably in the worlds of the Coronis Expanse. And one more thing. Loss of the certificate is a grievous transgression, Mistress Hadari. Lose the original document and you will be unable to regain your status as an official trade representative, not even with the Rogue Trader's endorsement. Yes, esteemed Damar. Give me the certificate already. Come on. Jay's eyes dart over the Mercatum Tabula Officiale and shine with delight. Praise the exalted one who saw me through all these trials, Shireen. This is something to tell the grandchildren about. How a humble mortal became a trade representative of the Imperium. Let's not bother the Damar any longer, Shireen. Why don't we discuss our next steps on the ship? Okay, talk to Jay on the ship. That's hopefully the last of it.
The world trembles.
Most gripping quest in the game so far. Certainly our greatest foe. Bureaucratic red tape. Okay, well, let's go talk to Jay then. I can't remember exactly where she hangs out. Is it up here? Oh, no, she's up near Pascal. Okay.
Shireen, light of my eyes, giver of boons and savior of the needy. From now on, two sons will grace the firmament of the Von Valancius Protectorate. One bright and powerful like the Rogue Trader herself, and the other slightly more humble, like her unassuming partner, the diligent owner of the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, and all-around delight, Jay Hadari. As I promised before, my crew will be your eyes and ears across the entire expanse, Shireen. Just give them time. And of course, the assistant to official trade representative Jay Hadari is already rushing to Dargonis to deliver goods of rare and exquisite quality to you and your people, O mistress of many worlds. And once again, thank you, Shireen, from the bottom of my humble heart.
Enjoy freedom, Jay. I've been saying Jay. Jay, I see you have found it much to your taste.
A taste that is sweeter than honey, and more titillating than the scent of steamy young bodies, Shireen.
Jay flashes a conspiratorial smile, leans forward and shamelessly holds your gaze, completely disregarding the officer's disapproving looks as she waits for your reply. We're not going to romance, Jay. I'm sorry, I have no interest in relations of that kind.
No? Huh. The RG must have clouded my mind, Shireen. Or was it your piercing gaze? Either way, I only wanted to thank you for your assistance and give you something in addition to this humble gift.
That'll do. See you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Ooh, what's this? Look at that. Yet another cape. When the wearer ends their turn, they remove burning, bleeding, and toxin negative effects from themselves and all adjacent allies. The wearer gains... okay, we don't get a lot of those, but that's not to say that we won't ever get some of those. So I already had this battle-scarred mantle. Which does similar things, but doesn't give the damage, gives you temporary wounds instead. Okay. Alright, well, let's go to this story planet. Can't remember what it's called. It's something to do with a V, so I'm going to call it Velux 6. It's not a type of window, it's the planet we have to go to. System map. I don't think we've seen it yet, so it must be in a new system. It's this one. Well, okay, so we have been to the system. VBOS 6, here we go. It's not actually that far. We've seen that one before. Let's go. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics... No, that's not him. He's Scottish. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronautical chart data. The planet Vabos 6 is located here. The problem is, the organs detect an unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. It is impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. No need for any cog to analyse it. I can decipher this telemetry easily enough. Xenos, the armory and artillery crews are standing by. Okay, well, let's just do a little quick save. We're going to go and do a space battle, and we've quite significantly upgraded our ship since the last one we had, so I'm hoping that... I wonder if I've been to that peculiar settlement. I think I probably have. It might be the one I wasn't able to help and I just raided.
All stations, report when manned and ready.
The Last Hatred frigate. Okay, we're actually going first this time. What have we got? Oh, okay. So, remind me what these things do. Okay, we want to hit them close. Okay. And I can't get too close, obviously.
Let the Empyrean guide us.
I'm going to use the shadow jump as well. There we go. I guess we will launch some torpedoes.
Torment!
Let's do this. Yeah, so it's only 24% chance to hit, which isn't ideal, but
Send
give
them
it a go.
into the cold void.
We've got dorsal cannon. Oh God, look at the range in our dorsal cannons now. That's pretty cool.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies.
That wasn't too impressive, though. I think we'll leave it there because there's not much more we can do, really. Oh, they've got some teeth. And they didn't move, which is interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll just go and detonate on them. There we go, we've got another torpedo. Stick another one out there.
Now!
I mean, we can ram from here, surely, no?
We have lost the shield. Let us not lose our zeal.
Beacon detected. No survivors detected.
Showed them. Might be able to destroy this one with this one. Ooh, not quite. Dorsal cannons.
Send them into the cold void.
None shall stand against the Imperium.
A worthy deed.
Well, made short work of them. Some scrap, got some of these, we'll stick those in the cargo. Upgrade? Did we do a level? What have we got? Boarding party. The flagship launches a boarding party to infiltrate a ship, starting fires and causing an engine damage that cripples the ship for a round. 1 round duration. 1 round for every 10 points in the post officer's persuasion skill. Okay. So we could maybe launch 3 sets of torpedoes in a round? Is that how I'm reading that correctly? That could be good. At the end of each turn, the most damaged sector of the flagship's shields restores up to 50% of its strength. Sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah, I quite like some of these. Maybe restoring our shields each turn by up to 50%. That sounds pretty good, to be honest, isn't it? Oh, we got another one. Okay. If this does work as I'm reading it, which is that each round, because of the torpedoes that we have, well, it's probably an activatable skill, isn't it? So Argenta's got about 100 of these, so that could last for 10 rounds. So, yeah, that could... those would be good, I think, actually. Because this is dependent on tech skill use as well, isn't it? So, and his tech skill use, as we know, is about 100 as well, or possibly over 100. 140 there. The Cannoneer's on 100. So, yeah, okay. That sounds pretty good. All right, well, enjoy that. I think we did pretty well there, didn't we? Okay, let's go into Beerboss. Now we're going to get rid of Jay and Heinrich, so we're going to welcome back Cassia and Earliet into the party. Hey, what have we got? We have a body. We have several bodies. The man's body is frozen in an unnatural pose. The corpse's fingers are crooked, and its teeth are bared in a ghastly grimace. Broken, slashed and gutted body is still covered with the shreds of planetary warden uniform. Okay, what about this one? The man clawed at his throat right before he died. The caustic ooze gives off a sickening vapour that eats away at the lining of your nose and mouth, making your eyes water. Okay, got some stuff. This will proceed in here.
Intriguing.
Sign of Hecataria, a witch cult from the depths of Comorag. Oh, I didn't see that. Tread carefully, Dahlia von Brinicus. Their footsteps make no sound and their blades strike faster than lightning. Ooh. The bodies have been twisted into a pose resembling a servile bow and bound with barbed wire. I think someone's been up to no good here. You can clearly see several thin cuts left by bladed weapons on the body. Just going to see if we can come out here, and it looks like we can. A symbol of torment. This is how the Dark Ones mark the arenas that serve to nourish their withered souls.
My warp sight reveals something.
Operation successful.
A scorpion sting. Looks like a dagger? Venomous strike. Drukari weapon. Okay, well, okay, hold of that for now. A massive crusher designed to extract ore from rocks is covered with a thick layer of dust and rubble.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Oh, hello, cutscene. Tazara, the tall, lithe Xenos, moves with the grace of an otherworldly predator. The creature gives you a dispassionate glance and casually speaks a few words that are immediately picked up by your elucidator. Makandist, Aelith, what is this? Has one of the sisters found an amusing trinket in the ruins and saved it as a special treat for the Archon? The Xenos takes a quick look over her shoulder towards the platform where a few more silhouettes in tar black armor can be seen. By whose leave are you playing Lord on my world? The eyes light up with interest. The monkey understands my speech. Where did you come by a device that can translate our language? Are you trying to impress me by appearing useful? Such words will earn you a bout in the ring at most, without weapons and soon without your skin. The humans scattered around you on the platform stare as if they've seen a ghost. The eyes of some betray their fear, others gaze with bestial hatred, and yet more look upon you with hope. How about we skip the small talk and get down to business? From the dusk behind Tazara comes a cry. The distance between you and the Xenos is too great for the elucidator to interpret the words. The tone alone speaks of irritation and impatience. Tazara raises her blade and points at you. Tell the other monkey that whoever slits your throat will depart for their new home ahead of schedule. And tell them to hold nothing back. Tonight they dance for Euremeris herself, the great Archon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest. Okay, let's talk to the fighters then. Dying to entertain Xenos is a path to eternal shame and condemnation of souls touched by the Emperor's undying glory. Let us join our blades. We will destroy those who sought to kill you. Scarred gladiator. Exhausted and defeated faces trade worried glances. The hulking brute next to you hesitates and then spits and breaks into a grin. We're gonna die anyway, might as well do it without the heretics brand. Slay the beasts! Tazara emits a furious scream and takes a step back, signalling to her companions.
They will bow.
Okay, I guess we've been ambushed, so no change of positions. What have we got? We've only got 6, so that's interesting. These guys are on our side, so it's these gunslingers and stuff. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're all there. I don't know how useful Cassia can be, really. She hasn't got line of sight on anyone. I'll tell you what, she can be useful putting this on me. And maybe if she comes up here, she'll have a little bit of height to see over that barrier. Oh yeah, okay, then she can see a few of them actually.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Woe to you!
Now, how would you guys like to smack 7 bells out of each other?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, you gonna... Okay, nice. Well, thank you for playing. Maybe you could be slightly more useful. Or at least you're closer. Okay, you hit for 18, not bad.
This in blood.
Oh, I've been trying to record today and it's been phone call after phone call and dog barking all over the place. Oh, okay, anyway, we could... Oh, I'll put this anywhere. Might just be due to range, though.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
You call this a strike?
Let's leave that be. Earlier, well, we want you to get to a sniping spot, so I wonder if... Can you... Get a bit of visibility from up here, actually. So let's see what we can do. We've got this one. So let's put our perfect shot on to start
I understand your intent.
Let us... Let's mark someone as prey.
If it serves your cause.
these on.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Do a piercing shot. And then let's shoot.
If I must, fortune favors the swift.
Not bad. And he's on fire. Hey, Abliard. Well, we've got a pretty cool sword now, so why don't we go and try it out on these two? We can do sworn enemy on this one.
Indeed.
We can get another
At your beck and call.
opening. There we go. So let's do a free attack.
It will be done. Grey hair, sure hair.
Stroke of luck.
They're on fire. Do a fainting attack.
Victory is imminent.
Let's do one of these area attacks.
At your beck and call. An exemplary strike.
They're on fire as well. And we'll put an
It will
endure
be
on.
done.
Very good, Avalard.
Duty go hand in hand.
What are you doing? It's like they're stacking something. I'm not quite sure what though. Alright, Pascal. Where's Tazara gone? Maybe we could come... Yeah, if we come here, we'll have line of sight. I wanted to hit this one. We've got line of sight here, so let's do that. Now, what's this? Actually, this will hit all of the ones that are currently on fire. Let's do it.
Running by Nerek override.
Yeah, that was quite good. Alright then.
The scriptural
That's on you.
prognosis is favorable. My vow is to serve.
I think we're in cover, so let's take
The
that.
Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved. Running by Nerek override.
Right, let's shoot them. 4. Oh, well,
My vow
here
is
we go.
to serve.
Nice.
Is successful.
Alright, that'll do. I guess Argenta, I kind of want over this side. See if we can get her in a bit closer.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Guided by faith.
Yeah, a bit. Okay. Right, we'll do concentrated
Doubt
fire.
is for the weak.
One of these. And yeah, let them
As
have it.
the Emperor commands. I'll do it.
Alright, let's take some more shots. I think I might be able to take this one down.
Manifest. For you, my Emperor!
Pay for this in blood.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
You call this a strike?
Doubt is for the weak.
Your last stroke of luck. Woe to you.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh, they dodged.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is
Come
for
on,
the
nice
weak.
crit. Yay! I'm bored of this fast Azara. Who rules this arena, you or the Monkey? Archon Yemeris. Drakon Marazar, you know the danger of repeating this misunderstanding. Draw your own conclusions. Your word is our command, Archon Ymiris. Right, well, it's still Argenta. I guess it's probably her. Well, unless she can hit this one, she can't. Alright. I mean, there's not much left for me, to be honest. Guess I'll come here. I'll gotta set them on fire. I can't really. Set you on fire.
A blood-soaked tree.
This can't be over.
Oh, my go again. So what actually, if I come around here... that's better. The surviving fighters turn their heads towards you, one after the other. All eyes on the battlefield are glued to you. Those who fought with me get to the shuttle. As soon as we get away from here, we'll give orders for the immediate evacuation of the remaining survivors.
Death shall reign.
We've got some Mechanicus creations. Okay, sweet. The body was partially flayed, and judging by the amount of blood, the victim was still alive when it happened. Grim. Okay, so what do we got? Poisoned Hecatarii Blade. Witch armor. It's light, 25%. Well, I'll put those there. And we'll take one of those and then say any further ones we'll get, we'll just send to cargo. How does that compare to what everyone's currently wearing? Well, I mean, hers is better. Everyone's is better, so that's fine, really. What is? Hunter Carapace, medium. 10% armor if the wearer is in half cover. That's not too bad, actually. Do well from that. So what's Argenta got? So she lose dodge. I mean, she has a lot of dodge, to be fair. Although, yeah, she's very hard to hit in what she's wearing. Not sure about that. She can't wear that. Yeah, see, she's good at that. And me... I like what I'm wearing, so I'll hang on to it. You never know. Might suit someone else. The man died clutching his intestines as they split from his lacerated stomach. Gross.
The world will bow.
So the Hecatrix had a blast pistol, one-handed ranged. Oh, it's a Drukhari weapon, okay. Fairly strong, though.
The Emperor sets my path.
Okay. The missing body parts of its extremities, it was... Body is missing parts of its extremities. It was hacked to pieces with dozens of strikes. Okay. What's this? There's no doubt the Dark Ones left satisfied. We treated them to an exquisite feast of pain and misery. And we can't get up here, can we? So we just leave, I guess? Oh, hang on. Why is it just Argenta?
The world trembles beneath my feet.
New contract, Inspection Master. Okay, well, I could have a look at that, perhaps. Raise to the top. 3 adamantine. I've only got 3, I think. Profit factor 2. I don't know if that's currently worth it. 7 people. We've got few of those, plus profit factor 3. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, Viabos, we can put projects here now. Okay. Punishment of the thinkers. Needs new convicts, various dangerous literates, and idle thinkers could supplement the workforce. Okay. Grants plus 5% damage against psychers and navigators. I don't know about that one. Quarries can be filled with prisoners taken from foreign worlds. Alright, okay. Loot. Ooh, what's this? All allies gain plus 10% critical damage. You know, that's not bad. Loss of efficiency is not great. Rogue trader gains plus 10% dodge against human enemies. I mean, that's probably the least. They all seem to have these downsides. Purchasing foreign criminals. I like this one. Everyone getting to plus 10% critical damage. It's got to be a good one, right? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I'm going to go back here. I don't remember this peculiar settlement, so I'm just going to make sure that we have done it. Oh, I don't know if we have. This planet can barely sustain life, and yet searchers discovered a long-lost Imperial colony cut off from the rest of the galaxy centuries ago. The colonists live in conditions worse than any underhive, yet they still venerate the Emperor and gladly welcome their visitors. The Lord Captain receives an invitation from the local ruler, the Archqueen Princeps Domina. I will pay an official visit. The ruler meets the Lord Captain in a shack, considered to be a palace by the people here. The Archqueen's unusual crown is made out of metal coils, most likely parts of an ancient device for boiling water. The guests are served the finest delicacies the colony can provide. The Archqueen praises the visitors in mangled low Gothic and calls the Lord Captain her dear sister. At the end of the audience, gifts are presented to the guests. The Archqueen's minister delicately remarks that the best possible gift the Lord Captain and her crew could provide would be the replenishment of the colony's meagre gene pool. Go on then, the Lord Captain gives orders to canvass the lower decks for volunteers. The most ruggedly handsome among them will be sent to the Archqueen's court, along with the other gifts. The Archqueen is delighted and flattered. She hopes the Lord Captain will pay her more visits in the future. Death by Snoo Snoo. Okay, so what's in the journal? What's the next step of this this one? Got to wait for a thingy, but we've kind of done that now. Go and celebrate on Footfall? Could be. Still waiting on that one. Okay, yeah, we could always go to Footfall while we're waiting for Dargonis to summon a response, but I think probably for now we'll leave it there. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bit of space combat, bit of tactical combat. Always good fun. And yeah, I mean, if you did enjoy it, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be great. If you could leave me a comment as well, let me know what you thought about the episode and the way the story's going, or anything else you like, really. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you could do that. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.